गुड मॉर्निंग, नमस्ते, वड़क्कम, आदाब। जो बोले सो निहाल। सत श्री अकाल, सत श्री अकाल, सत श्री अकाल। We had gone through in our previous session, last session, addressing the Gyan, the Yoga Darshan, the Sankhya Darshan, both how they have been amalgamated into a new Gita Darshan, which tells us the way we live, how we live to achieve the objective of the human life, how this distinguished human life with a specific objective has to be lived to attain a communion with the ultimate energy, the primordial energy, the ultimate glow of life that pervades and enlivens the matter. The pre-Sanatan or pre-Buddhist or the Arya philosophy takes us to the ultimate communion through yoga and through jnana, and then eventually consuming our binding karmas, liberating us from the most painful birth and death cycle. They are the sources of fear. How fear becomes the primary emotion. Alleviation of fear becomes joy. And how we are to live and how the fear of death is to be tackled with. Those who do not reach that level of assimilation with the whole universe shall always be scared of death, shall always be afraid of losing the material wealth, the material connection of this body. And therefore in Gita, the Lord says, it is the, as we discussed, here Lord is not someone celestial. Krishna was a cousin to Arjuna, distant cousin. But it is a conversation between a realized soul and a soul engulfed, attached to the Panch Mahabhutas, to the matter. So the realized one says, Chaturvidha jana bhajante mam Sukritino Arjuna. Artha Artharthi Jigyasu Jnani Bharatvarshava. Now, we must understand that spiritual progression, spiritual pathway, is a communion with an ultimate, is a journey for the communion. There is no begging, there is treading. You tread on a pathway, you progress on a pathway, and then you meet like two friends long separated. Religion teaches you begging, and here is what Lord or the Enlightened One is telling, that there are 4 reasons of people coming to me. Bhajante here is not doing bhajanas or singing praises. It is offering oneself to God. It is subjugation of self to the ultimate, to the Almighty. It is renunciation of self to the higher self. Now here says there are 4 types. Sukritino Arjun, somebody who does good jobs, good works, and enjoys good reputation. Arjuna, the shining one. What are the 4? Artha, those who are in pain, diseased, mental pain or physical pain, disturbed, tortured because of physical or mental conditions. Fed up people, fed up with the travails of the world. And then Artharthi, those who are hankering after wealth, money, assets, goods of life, matter, luxury. They come and ask God, give me this, give me that, we will transact. If you give me this, I will do this. There's a business contract. There is difference, me and you. You own, I beg. Begging is not the trait of the Vedas, Upanishads, Veda and Vedanta. It is a progression from human to divine. A self-realization of divine within. So again, Artharthi is somebody who is going to God for some purpose, some gain. And then the third is curious people, some curiosity. They are questioning whether there is God. It is being debated many podia, many platforms today. Intellectuals question the very existence of God. And they have so many arguments for proving their point. Many are successful also in convincing you. And then those who are jnani, those who are wise, those who have realized the ultimate wisdom, the ultimate truth. That energy that speaks in this body, that sees in this body, that hears in this body, that tastes in this body, that moves this body, that goes, and rest remains the same, quite like nothing is broken outside, it looks like the same. And then some doctors, they perform and say, oh, it was heart failure. What? Heart looks the same. All nerves, arteries, veins, organs, they were same an hour before, minutes before, and minutes after. That energy which pervades this dynamic world, universe, it is going on and moving on and on. When the time comes, the matter disintegrates and the substances break, materials break. So he says the first three are not jnani, are not wise, are not in Sankhya or Yoga. They are there because of their own egoistic or purposeful or gainful thing, their own comfort. They don't have unflinching faith in the existence of the ultimate light. What are these kind of people? It is idam adya maya maroratha labdimamam prapyase idam asti idam api me bhavishyati punardhanam. Today, here, now, give me that which I have been hankering, that desire, manoratha labdhimam, that I have been looking for, wondering for. Give me today, O God, begging. And not only here today, again and again, in future also. Idam api, idam asti, bhavishyati me punardhanam. Even in future, keep on giving me. There is no contentment. You gave me one thing, I'll ask for the next. There's a contract going on. देंदा दी लेंदे थक पाही जुगा जुगांतर खाई खाई हुक्म हुक्मे चलाए राही नानक बिग से बेपरवाही. When he gives so much that those who are demanding, they get tired of receiving. For centuries their races keep on having. So believe in him, his command, and do your job without bothering of what you want. Do your karma without hankering after the fruits. Shreya na svadharmo pardharmat sunushtitat swabhavaniyatam karmani kurvan na apnoti kilmisham. Now here, this is the third shloka, which is a dilemma that many of us face. We find Shreya Swadharma, my viguna, my duties, my work. Dharma here again and again I'll keep on reiterating. It is not the religion in the modern sense of the word. Dharma here is what is your duty towards society, towards your parents, towards your children, towards your spouse. towards nature, towards other animals, other beings. But this has been translated in the modern sense of religion also. We'll just touch upon that. Here it says, Shriyanna Swadharmo, that what I am doing gives me no credit, gives me no recognition. And it is all with all kind of deficiencies and defects and bad things. Per dharmat sunshita, there's somebody else who has been given duties, who has been given certain position, certain work is so good, is the person is enjoying the fruits of the work. He says, Swabhavaniyatam, it has been my mool prakriti, remember, vritti plus prarabdham, that the duty has been cast upon because of your mool prakriti. And if you continue to do that, you will not invite kalesha, kilmisha, adversity, desperation, frustration, because whatever is your competence, you have been provided with that work. What has been your akman, your inner grain, that is where you are. We struggle to become what we are, whether it was at the behest of elders or peers or teachers or family members, friends. But then we worked for it. We are where we are because we worked for it. We struggled for it. We had put in our desire. At that moment, we had put in our desires also. Today we find my work is not good enough. Now, some of the religious oriented commentators have said that there are people who convert to other religion. But you were born in this religion and you were brought up in this religion, and this religion has become your nature. When you go to the other religion, it will create problems for you. Now here, this is kilvisham, not kilmisham. So this subjectivity is there. Once you do somebody else's job, you are not having the complete knowledge of that job. You are doing somebody else's work. You don't have that gyan, that Sankhya philosophy component is there. And therefore there are people who go after God, but then they feel that the pathway doesn't give them that the very first few steps, they call it off. And there is doubt inside. And then the next shlok, there you have teachers who will preachers and teachers, dharma gurus and religious preachers, teachers, who are going to exploit these doubts. Yamimam pushpitam vacham pravadanti avipaschita vedavadartha parthnanyadasti iti vadina. Those who speak floral language, beautiful, sweet language, sweet words, but they do not have the real knowledge, real wisdom. Their consciousness has not reached that level of wisdom, of knowledge, avipaschita. And they also claim that these are the only things in Veda or your scriptures, whether they are preachers in Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, or whatever religion, they will say that scriptures say only this, nothing more, nothing beyond. They are the teachers. They know it. Kamatmana swargapara janam karam phal pradam. If you desire something other than swarga, now swarga is not heaven or hell. Swarga is swalok. Swalok in many scriptures is reference to the plane of sun. In some other commentators have interpreted it as the space beyond. But when we say swaha, it is a subliminal plane. Swalok is a sublime plane, transcendental plane. Books like Yatharth Prakash and many other books, they say that when the soul departs, it goes to the plane of sun, resides there. Some go to the moon and then go to the sun, reside there, reside for a month at the moon lunar plane, then to the solar plane. The solar plane is Swalok, and from there it comes with the clouds along with the rain, come through the grains, becomes the being. So this Swalok is not that Swarga which Kamatmana Swargapara. This Swarga is not heaven and hell. See, this heaven and hell concept was not there in pre-Buddhist, in Indian philosophy. It was communion, either before or after. Otherwise, one soul will go to the lunar plane or the Devalok or the plane of Devas, stay there, enjoy the karmas, come back. Bad karmas means births in the different formats, more painful formats, more painful life here on the earth. Nothing like burning hell and fragrant heavens. So, Kamatmana Swargapara Janam Karam Phal Pradam. If you desire something else than the subliminal plane, then the moksha, then the eternal bliss, the eternal communion with the universe, it will only give you the birth, death, karma cycle. You will have to come back, perform till you consume your karma. And these gurus, what are they telling? Kriya Vishesh Bahulam Bhoga Ishwaryam Gati Prati. They will tell you so many deeds to be done, so many tasks to be done, to so many solutions, astrological solutions to your problems. Go feed the dogs. Go throw this thing into water. Perform this deeds, a puja. These things only give you an inner strength to face your problems. These problems, nothing is stable. They are anyhow going to go. Have faith in the ultimate goodness of the nature. But they will tell you so many Kriya Vishesh Bahulam, so many special tasks to be done. For what? For the luxuries and comforts, acquisition of wealth, success, marriage, love affairs. Kriya Vishesh Bahulam, Bhogashware Gatim. Then Bhogashware Prasaktanam Taya Peo Hrit Chetsam. Those who are engulfed in enjoying the luxuries, enjoying the comforts, are immersed in the riches of this world, so-called riches of this world, comforts of this world. Their very consciousness has been altered. They are pure Chetsa. It has been clouded. It has been shrouded. It has been distracted, perverted. न तु मांस भक्षणे दोषो न मदिरा न मैथुना एतानि प्रवृत्ति भवति. These are perversities. There is nothing wrong in eating meat, drinking, or indulging in sex. But beyond a point, it becomes perversity. And that is what is to be abstained from. So we were saying, Bhogeshwaryo prasaktanam tyapehachesam vyavasayatmika buddhi samadho na vidyate. Those whose intellect is all the time engrossed in earning money, assets, buildings, vehicles, airplanes, they cannot sit in samadhi. They cannot be samadhis. As we explained, it is a continuous state of your consciousness in tune with the higher consciousness, universal consciousness, the ultimate truth. Such people who are all the time calculating money and fruits of what they are doing, who is doing what to them, they are doing what to others, they can never reach that samadhi. Samyak dhyan, vyavasthita. And finally, we'll just say, what happens with these people? Agyesh ashraddha dhanam sanshay atma vinashyati. Now, what do? They, despite knowing everything, they become ignorant. Ignorance, complete ignorance is there. And then they lose the faith. Having lost faith, they come under self-doubt. And so they get spiritually destroyed. They are mechanical. Eat, drink, be merry. Nothing more. What then? When you fall sick, you cannot eat, you cannot drink. Then you become Martha. Then you start remembering God, calling for angels, calling for blessings, calling for holy waters. So Agyesh Shraddhadam, becomes the entire education becomes useless. It becomes ignorance. And you have no faith in your life. You cannot believe, confide in anyone. And then you have self-doubt upon yourself. Na em loko asti na chapara. That you cannot have confidence upon yourself, enjoy yourself in this world, neither on that world. Na sukho sanshayatmana. Those who are now bereft of knowledge, bereft of wisdom, are immersed in self-doubt. They cannot be happy. They lose happiness eventually in the life. They were okay, they were having knowledge. They kept on preaching all their life. This is good. This is how one must do. They have they kept on advising others. But when it came to themselves, they were closed, they were clouded. They were attached to their own bhogeshwarya. So the hypocrisy of spiritual pathways was very much there, even at the time when Gita was being delivered. A new darshanam, in the sense it raised to the sannyasa, samadhi, even available to everyone. It brought it accessible to everyone, and it raised karma even as the pathway amalgamating both the Sankhya darshan and Yoga darshan. Om Tadsaditi Brahmanastrividha smritaha Brahmanastenapi vedascha yagyascha vihita pura. Om